Oh, hey, Twitch didn't give me trouble about going live today. That was a nice change of pace. So today I'm going to be working on an Adamancipator deck. So I'll start with a very rough draft of it, put something together, have a few games on Duelingbook, and then see if we need to make changes as we go. I do kind of have a plan already. I do like Signs at 3. I want to play one Raptide in the extra deck. I'm going to go with the Prank Kids engine, which means, is Battle Butler the one that... No, that's not it. Which is the one that pops all your opponent's monsters? That's the Rocket, right? No, that's not Rocket. Is it Battle Butler? No. There's a Prank Kids monster that you can, or a fusion that you can tribute. It destroys all monster opponent controls. Yeah, for some reason, my brain kept skipping over the first line of this, and I was looking for that text towards the end. And if it's sent to graveyard by opponent's card, you can target a fusion monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Okay, so we're going to have a Battle Butler. Not a Bow Wow Bark. We do need a Doodle Doo and a Meow Mew, because I'm going to be playing the Prank Kids engine. So we're going to do 1 Dropsies, 1 Fansies, 1 Lampsies, and 3 Roxies. Reason for that being, a normal summon Roxies is full combo, but you can also go full combo off of excavating a Roxies with any one of your Adamancipators. I'm also going to do the Creation Resonator engine with the Cupid Pitch. So that means I need Deskbot in the deck. Deskbot 1. Let me just adjust my playmat here on my keyboard. I've got stuff in the way. Oh, hey, Master Starly. I was just trying to add you on Discord, but it kept giving me an error and wouldn't let me. Let me see if I can, Master Starly number 3500, MasterStarly number 3500. Was that correct? With just a capital M? That's what I had typed in the notepad earlier when you gave me your, Yeah, when it says send friend request, it just says, didn't work. Double check the capitalization, spelling, and any spaces and numbers are correct. I only capitalized the M. Is the S also capitalized? Yeah, try to add me. Let me know when you're ready. Oh, we're going to try with a space and a capital S? Okay. Yep, it said. Perfect. Yeah, I had trouble logging into Discord earlier. It was giving me some trouble. The only thing I've ever used it for was to join the YGO Pro group to be able to get the Dawn of a New Era updated version and everything. At any rate, I'm going to continue working on this deck. See if I can get it together real quick. I know I want Cupid Pitch. That's such a good card in this deck. And then as far as other synchros, Borreload Savage is a must-have, along with Baron. Actually, I have the deck built in person. Let me see what I'm forgetting. Oh, Pandemonium, right. And Quackimero Guardian. He's your protection against hand traps, the Nib, the Ash Blossom, all that good stuff. Let you go off uninhibited on your turn if you have one of him on the field. Doki Doki, can't forget about that. The strongest one of in the game, or in the deck rather. Not a one of, but strongest one card, full combo. Oh right, I was playing Artifact Scythe, which also means I should be putting in Dagda. And Hulk. And Auroradon. Maybe it's AUR. Yeah, there we go. I've been debating whether or not to play the Anaconda. Oh, right, Quackimero Supplier, the extender. Oh yeah, take your time, come back whenever you're ready. I just need a few minutes to throw together the deck anyway. Kind of wanted to go through my thought process while doing it too. The reasons why I pick certain cards. Now, Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion are both, I think, mandatory in this deck. They're fantastic. So either one of them is a starter for you because you really, to full combo, you just need a tuner and a non-tuner to go full Auroradon. So being able to grab the sea monster at any point is just really, really useful. I was testing Carbonella Warrior as a secondary as a means of getting into Baron easier. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm also not sure if I should go with one sea monster or two because I know that the extra deck is super, super tight in this. And how, like, do I really want to use the extra deck spot for the very few games that I'm going to be playing both Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion in the same game? Obviously, revival cards are good in this. So I was testing Monster Reborn. I mean, it's pretty much just another sign, it's just it doesn't stack your deck. And same thing with World Legacy Succession. So one of each. Big time extenders, big time answers to your opponent being having answers to your stuff. Now another thing that I really liked, as dumb as it sounds, was actually Neospatian Grand Mole. So Neospatian Grand Mole being a level 3, he gives you a lot of other plays. Like you can make Shen Shen with him, you can go into Nat Beast. Nat Beast is obviously a really good card against just about everything, but really the Adventure Engine, being able to shut them down with a single card is really nice as well. I just remembered though, I'm playing Hulk and Dagda with Scythe, so I need to be playing TG Wonder Magician. Now I noticed a lot of people have been doing this, but Wonder Magician is fantastic in this deck. So let's say I decide not to go the Auroradon route. Let's say for some reason maybe I have too many monsters on the field, maybe I went with the Prank Kids route first. I would want to use the TG Wonder Magician and leave the Hulk on the field during my end phase. Because if I went into Dagda first, if I was able to set the Scythe, then during my opponent's main phase, banishing the Hulk, special summoning Wonder Magician off of its effect, having Wonder Magician pop my face down Scythe. Scythe goes to grave, effect activates, special summons. After that, Scythe starts a new chain. It'll activate to lock my opponent out of the extra deck for the turn. And at that point, TG Wonder Magician will chain to be Chain Link 2. So then TG Wonder Magician then synchros into Baron with the Scythe, and then Scythe will lock my opponent out of the extra deck. And because the Baron was summoned on Chain Link 2, your opponent can't respond to it with cards that would normally respond to summonings. Things like Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, they wouldn't be able to activate those since the chain wasn't finished resolving at that time. So I think that Wonder Magician is definitely it's very underrated right now. It's definitely a key component. Very useful here. I had some extra deck stuff that I was also considering for that. Oh, here's another one. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon's a good one. Reason for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is that you're not always going to have a Link monster engraved for Borealis Savage. You will just about all the time, but not 100% of the time. And the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is a nice link up, so to speak, after you've used your Raptide effect. So if you use your Raptide effect, let's say you wind up with like a Dead Researcher or a Dead Seeker, you then can just go right up in the Crystal Wing, and now you have a once per turn monster negate, which is fantastic, you know. And plus he gains the additional attack. It's only until the end of the turn, right? Yeah, but at any rate, he runs right over level 5 or higher monsters too, so he's a great answer to big problem cards. He's a great answer to Dragoon. I mean, he's got a lot of uses in this deck. Am I going to have room for an Anaconda? Gallant Granite. Nat Beast I'm still considering. Yeah, so we're going to have to do a Gallant Granite. So there's a couple reasons for Gallant Granite. One is that the Prank Kid engine can make him so that you can then go into Researcher and pop off from there. Another reason is that with Quackimero Supplier, you can also just go right into from let's say you have something that gets sent to grave, right? And then you special out the supplier with his effect. Now you've got a floating level 4, and supplier's got really 3 different uses. One being he's the non-tuner for when you want to go into Hulk. Hulk could be a tuner or a non-tuner, but he's the extra extender for when you want to go into a Hulk. The level 4 does come into play when trying to get up to Baron if you want to skip right over the level 6 and go into the level 8 play, or really just making the Gallant Granite. Not 100% sold on him, but he's basically one of the better targets for excavation, and so that's a big part of the reason why he's been staying in the deck. But yeah, just having him go Researcher and then Researcher Gallant Granite can go full Hulk combo too, so there's that. What was the other card we were just talking about? Nat Beast. So it's a matter of, do I want to play the DPE package or do I want to play Nat Beast and Grand Mole? Now DP is nice. The problem with DP though is now I have to rework my extra deck, put in both a DP and the Anaconda. And I'm not so sure that's gonna be the best move. I mean, what would I really drop? I'd probably be the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon if I was gonna drop anything in here. You know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's test it out. We'll do some fun stuff. There are way more cards with Phoenix in the name than I thought. Oh, I was just being blind. There he is. And now Anaconda. So now we need Destiny Fusion. Oh, Fusion Destiny, that's why. I was confused. I was like, what? Alright, and then, of course, you've got the, what is he, Celestial? Destiny Hero Celestial. And Dasher. Although, this deck really could play, what's that other guy's name? The other Destiny Hero, the one that negates monster effects. Plasma. But I think Dasher is probably just going to be the better option most of the time. The extra summon's really good in this deck, too. And we have one more space in the main deck. Now, we've got the Pandemonium. The other card that we could play, since we have the Anaconda in the extra deck, is the Thunder Dragon Fusion. So Thunder Dragon Fusion, it kind of has an unexpected play in this deck. Even hard drawing, it's not necessarily bad, because you can banish your Prank Kits from the grave in order to summon out the Battle Butler, being a Thunder. Now, the problem with that is that it wouldn't be worth playing unless we had a second Battle Butler in the extra deck. And I honestly just don't have room for it, so maybe it's just not the best decision. Maybe the whole DP thing is just not wonderful. Or maybe we should just use the Anaconda only for the Fusion Destiny. Let's test it like this. We'll make some changes after the fact. I have the feeling that the DP engine's probably going to come out, but it's fun when it does resolve. Nat Beast is probably just the better card in general, though. Yeah, I know I'm kind of going back and forth on this, but I'm going to go the Nat Beast route. And you know what? Let's see what other level 3 non-tuner rocks we can get our hands on. Is there anything better than Grand Mole right now? We want it to be exactly level 3. And we need it to be earth and rock. Gotta be rock so we can excavate it, and it needs to be earth so we can make Nat Beast with it. I mean, we could also throw Barkion in here, but he'd probably do fine in the side deck. Even then, I don't know if there are too many situations where I would side him in. Absorbing Jar, blah, 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 blah. What's this guy do? The Magnet Warriors is a whole nother thing, isn't it? Getting a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior, so they kind of just search each other. You contributed special summon a level 4 Magnet Warrior from your deck. I mean, it doesn't seem that bad. I'd like Flint Calls. Oh, Block Golem, this was another one. If all monsters in your graveyard are Earth, you contribute it to get 2 level 4 or lower rock monsters in your graveyard and special summon them. So he's useful both for making that beast as well as for getting your tuners back. So I think Block Golem might be the way to go over Grand Mole. We could even do 3 Block Golems and a Grand Mole just to have that one of answer to big monsters, but how often does Grand Mole really come up if you think about it? Once per chain, when trap card is activated, you can send top card of your deck to graveyard, special on this card from your hand. I don't see that being super useful. Morphing Jar number 2, Monk Fighter. Is there any card in the main deck that I'm forgetting about? We have our Fiber board cards. I mean, we've got the Pandemonium, we've got Instant Fusion, Ready Fusion. Scythe, Creation Resonator, Deskbot. Okay, I guess we'll give the one of a shot, the Grand Mole. Unless page 2's get something real good. I mean, the Sentry Soldier of Stone, he's one of those that like looks good on paper because if all monsters you control a rock type, you can bring him back from the grave once per turn. But the trouble is, by the time he's in the graveyard, it's because you've summoned something that's not a rock. So you're using Sentry Soldier of Stone plus something else to make a Hulk, to make pretty much anything, because you can't make Raptide off him because he's level 3 and none of your tuners are level 3. So realistically, he just never ever comes up. Small Piece Golem, Pyramid Dancer, Seismic Crasher. Yeah, we'll go with a Grand Mole for now. I'm going to be playing matches, so I think it'd be good if I at least had somewhat of a side deck put together. So just try to cover all my bases. We'll go for evenly for games when we're forced to go second. Drop and evenly, set up some big negates. We'll go Imperm. Feather Duster and Twin Twisters for stupid Mystic Mind stuff. Although Cosmic Cyclone would be fine too, but I find that Mind decks typically play more back row, and we don't mind filling up our grave with good targets to reborn. Dark Rule and No More is honestly really nice in this deck. Reason being, you don't necessarily need to push for damage or OTK with this deck. You can set up a whole bunch of negates and prevent your opponent from really playing. So just being able to negate all their effects, drop big stuff, and then run them over, or, well, not run them over that turn, but being able to run the monsters over, get rid of all that stuff, and then set up a bunch of negates for the next turn, you're really going to be able to lock your opponent out of the game. And I think I'll just do Royal Decree, just in case of some nonsense Eldritch stuff. And that'll be our rough draft for now. I'll save that and we'll go have a game. If anyone wants to play, feel free. Master Starly, are you ready, or do you need more time? I'll go in the duel room, and if you're ready, just come find me. Oops, I forgot to change this. We'll go Adamancipators, set as default. Oh, someone went in, but I wasn't fast enough. I was distracted by my water. I also only put in single. I meant to do 2 out of 3 match. Simply Purple. So this being a combo deck, my turns do kind of take a while. I am very familiar with the combos though, so it's not like I'm going to be going super slow with it, but having to wait for my opponent sometimes is going to be a little time consuming, I guess. Now, I could go full combo off the Prank Kids because I do have it. I could also just go Doki Doki and try that way. I'm going to try for Scythe Lock, so we'll start with the Doki Doki. We're going to declare his effect, and I'm going to pitch the Guardian. And he's got the Effect Veiler. That's going to effectively end my turn, so we're just going to have to pass. That hurt. Opening 2 Prank Kids is also not the best, but, you know, as long as he doesn't OTK me, I'm fine. And that's it. Okay, well, we got the Scythe anyway, so stand by. Main phase 1. Now I've got an... No, you know what? Let's just activate, see if he negates again. We'll pitch the Doki Doki, see if we can get one of the level 2 Adamancipators. And he's gonna Ash. Okay. Which is, honestly, alright. We're still in good shape. I'm gonna go normal summon Roxy's. What does he got here? When you take a level 4 lower mutant, add it to your hand, blah, blah, blah. If a level 8 or higher mutant monster you control is destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card and you control instead. He's playing mutants, huh? It's normal special, add a mutant monster from your deck to your hand, except 5. You can banish one card from your hand or face up special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banish card. A mutant, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's you contribute this card. Okay. Gonna link this off. We're gonna go into Meow Mew. And Roxy's effect. Declare. Now, the trouble is we have to banish the Scythe because the Fansies is part of the combo, so we'll banish this. Draw a card. That was literally the worst thing that could have happened. We now have 2 pieces in hand. Alright, so... The only other thing... Where is he? Lampsies. That hurt a lot, but, you know, it is what it is. And he's got the Ice Dragon's Prison, so we're just in trouble no matter what. Okay, so he's going to banish the Doki Doki and the Roxy's, huh? Oh, he's going to banish the Meow Mew. Yeah, I'm not coming back from this game. So he's got a lot of, like... He does play a lot of back row. But I'm going to be able to go first anyway, so... Hopefully I open with a better hand. Maybe get one of the Adamancipator starters or something. It's not that my hand was terrible. I obviously still could have gone full combo, but when you have the kind of hand that can't play past the first hand trap, it's... You just get stuck, you know? So like a hand like that, like any of the 5 Reborn cards could have gotten us out of it, the Ready Fusion, the Instant Fusion, or even just having an Adamancipator and getting the extra special summon. But I think the worst part about that was drawing 3 Prank Kids within the first 2 turns. Your opponent's taking his sweet time. He's thinking real hard. Yeah, I'll go first again. I'm sure he'll have plenty of stuff for me. It's not the best hand, it's not the worst hand. Normal summon Roxy's is definitely the risky move, but then again, summon Seeker and let him get hit by literally anything is going to hurt too, so... I think that Seeker's going to be my only way out of this. It's unfortunate I won't be able to play past the first hand trap again. The Block Golem's probably going to be the best choice, right? Well... I do have the Neospatial Grand Mole. I can make the Gnat Beast, but where would I go beyond that? That would basically be the end of it there, so... and I'm not going to be able to get any extra summons off the Block Golem anyway. So maybe... I'll take the Block Golem, because being able to have it in my grave for a later revival... could give me an extra body on the field. Now, obviously, not the best hand. I could go into Hulk, I could go into Dagda. Dagda Supply or Set the Scythe isn't going to really take me anywhere. So I think that going Hulk is going to be the best move. I mean, if he didn't stop my first effect, he probably doesn't have answers to others. He might have a Nibiru, though. If he has Nibiru, he's just going to have this game. So I'll go Hulk Chainlink 1, Supplier Chainlink 2. I don't know if he's reading cards or if he's... Okay. I'm not going to use Supplier's effect to add. I don't need the extra card in hand, and taking one of my Quackimiros out of the deck is just going to make my excavations worse. So Hulk is going to grab the desk bot. And the thing with the Erodon combo is you have one free slot to be able to use. So if you can summon a monster here, like if you can make the Nat Beast first or get the Supplier here, then you'll have the space to be able to. And having the extra level 4 on field does matter depending on what you're going to do, what you pick up off the wrap type, things like that. So next I'll make the Cupid pitch, and I'll use this effect to increase his level by 1. Oh, he's gonna just call it quits. He doesn't want to see the full combo. I mean, it's gonna end on Borreload Savage Baron, so I don't blame him, but he's probably gonna want to go first. And I did see him play multiple cards, like for back row, so I might drop these guys here. I have enough targets that I don't really need them in. And they're not going to be super useful in this game, especially going second. I'm not going to be making the Nat Beast. I think Feather Duster is going to be a good choice. I could go with Twin Twisters or Evenly. I think I'm going to go with the Feather Duster and the 3 Evenlies. Is there anything else that I should be taking out against his deck? I don't think so. I think everything else is pretty much fine. Hey, Silverfire, what's going on? Are you going to come in and give me a game too? Well, thank you for joining us. I'm testing out an Adamancipator build today, as you could probably tell from the title. First game, well, the draws haven't been that wonderful, but maybe that's because I need to work on the deck. I've been having a hard time getting past the first hand trap, obviously. But I don't know. I'm doing the Prank Kids engine in it, so we'll see how it goes. If you're on Duelingbook, we can have a game. Tested enough today. Oh, regionals. Which regionals is coming up? Where are you going to be playing? Oh, he's going to be emergency teleport. Yeah, they are psychics. I haven't played against mutants before. This is literally my first time ever playing against the deck. ST46. You know, all your effects are good. I don't really care. Houston. Down in Texas. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm up on the East Coast, so it's been a while since I've been to Texas. I played at a regionals in San Antonio during Dragon Ruler format. A long time ago. Yeah, you're good. Oh, not all of them are psychics. This guy's a beast. Maybe the little guys are psychics, the big guys are beasts. Alright, I'm surprised that's as far as this turn went. Cannot be special summon except for the mutant card. Your opponent cannot target monster effects. Each is once per turn. When I activate a spell card or effect, you can banish a card from your hand and field, negate the activation if you do banish that card. So you can stop a spell. Wait, is that once per turn? Yeah. If this card is also destroyed by opponent's card effect, target a banished mutant trap and add it to your hand. Okay. We will special summon an Analyzer in defense. Is that the Adamancipator deck? So it's not as expensive now that Hulk has its reprint, but the Baron is kind of expensive. The deck was pretty expensive because the Researcher was like $40 each, but they're a lot. Oh, unless you're talking about Dragon Rulers. I got hit with an effect failure. That sucks. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't terrible. Draco Sacks were expensive. Big Eye was a little bit up there, but the Dragon Rulers themselves, they were all rares, and the secret ones came in the tins. So it wasn't the worst. It wasn't like Teledad bad, you know what I mean? What am I gonna do? I got a couple of options here. I could go normal summon Roxy's, go full Prank Kids combo, then play the Ready Fusion and go full Hulk combo. I think that's gonna be the right move. Let's see if I could also probably draw out an extra hand trap if he has like the Ash Blossom. Mutant Cry, blah blah blah. Into the deck from cards on the field, engrave, or face up banished. Okay. I mean, he has the negation of my spell, which is gonna hurt. What's this one do? You can target one card on the field and destroy it. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you... Hold on, guy. Let me read your cards. You got a lot of words here. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate this card. For the rest of this turn, this face-up card is unaffected by effects opponent's cards of the same type as that card. If this fusion summon card you control is destroyed by opponent's card, you can add one of your banished mutant cards to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So he's destroying the Roxy's. Yeah. He's got a negation for the Ready Fusion, so I think he's just got this one. Yeah. I've been having a hard time, like I said, having a really hard time getting past the first negation of the turn. The effect Veiler definitely hurt a lot, and then just him setting up multiple negations obviously really good. I hope someone actually lets me play through the full combo because it could be pretty cool. There's a lot of like big monsters you can make with very little resources with this deck. It's definitely a go first deck though. If your opponent's able to set up a couple negates, you kind of get stuck. But even then, if you don't open one of the Adamancipators or a couple Adamancipators or like Instant Fusion or Ready Fusion or something, it can be hard just to play through the first or second hand trap. Brave Striker DP, that's honestly probably the best deck of the format. Striker is so solid right now. Even with... Oh, this guy disappeared really quick. Even with Mobilize Engage at 1, that's really all you need. You're just going to be able to recycle it anyway. And the Brave Engine just fueling the spells in your grave, super solid. Yeah, going second with this deck is kind of trash, but this is honestly a fantastic hand for going second or for any occasion. Opening one of each Adamancipators plus a Guardian and a Doki Doki, it's pretty cracked. Not that this would have been a bad going second hand, but target one special summon a Mystery Rune monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. And another deck I haven't played against. If this card special summon from the extra deck, you can discard a card, add a Mystery Rune field spell from your deck to your hand. If another card you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card instead. And if this card in field will be destroyed by battle or card effect, return to the extra deck. Oh, Life Twins. Okay, I know Life Twins. But these aren't... What? I have no idea what he's doing, so it's fine. Go ahead, do your thing. Yeah, I mean, DPE is just that, like, it's one of those things where people have built decks specifically for DPE and have learned how to play against it. But I mean, he's still a super strong boss monster. He's still an answer. He's an interrupt. He does a lot, you know. I'm gonna start with the special summon, the Analyzer. It's got the Cyber Dragon-esque effect where if my opponent controls a monster and I don't, I can just summon it for free. I'll see if I can bait out like an Ash Blossom or something before I summon the Guardian, because I want the Guardian for like a nib. Oh, I guess he just didn't want to play that game. He just doesn't want to play me in general. He doesn't want to play against Adamancipators. Okay. Oh, I want to showcase the combos in this deck, but nobody wants to let me. Maybe if I play in ranked, someone will. Because no one wants to lose points. My Duelingbook account is like brand spanking new, so I haven't really played much ranked, aside from, you know, just streaming earlier today. Hey, someone to play against. Oh man, I'm the worst rock, paper, scissors player in history. Oh, he's making me go first. Sure, yeah, I'll do that. We're gonna start with the normal Doki Doki. Gonna activate his effect, declare, and I'm gonna pitch the Analyzer for cost. Now I'm gonna grab the Quackimero Guardian because I want to be able to pop off uninterrupted and uninhibited by any hand traps. So we're going to go with the Researcher. And I guess it couldn't hurt to... Well, I can save the Researcher's effect for later. I'm debating if I should just go Hulk combo now, or... You know what? No, we're going to go Dagda first. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to declare the effect. See if I get the thumbs up from him. Hey. Well, we got the Roxy's. I'm going to shuffle up my deck before it even makes a difference, so I'm just going to send everything to the bottom. I'm actually going to put the current combo on hold for the sake of doing the Prank Kids combo. So we're going to send Roxy's to grave for Meow Mew. And then Roxy's effect from grave. Come on, just give me the thumbs up. I guess he's just gonna sit there and make me wait, but whatever. Roxy's effect is gonna special summon from deck. And we're gonna grab the... It's Fansies, right? So I go Roxy's into Fansies to special, and then I go into Doodle Doo, and then Fansies dumps. Okay, yep, I remember now. And then next we're gonna make the Doodle Doo. So we're gonna send these two to grave. Doodle Doo, Chain Link 1, and Fansies Chain Link 2. Fansies is gonna send the fire one. Where is he at? Lampsies, that's his name. No, not special summon, I mean that. I meant to grave. Lampsies to grave, and Dropsies, special summon defense. And Doodle Doo is going to add Pandemonium. Next we're going to use Doodle Doo's effect, send it to grave, and grab back both the Lampsies and the Fansies to hand. So now I'll be able to set the Pandemonium and make the Battle Butler on his turn and have the Interrupt pop his whole field. I really ought to make sure... Yeah. We're going to special summon Seeker and Defense. I need to get some stuff off the field, obviously, so we're going to get rid of the Doki Doki and the Researcher. special the Dagda. Next, I'll declare Seeker, chain Dagda. I'm just assuming he's not doing anything. Set the Scythe. And then Seeker's effect will resolve. I was hoping for a level 4 and I got it, so we're going to summon out the Guardian. I want to be able to keep a Guardian on field, and then still be able to make the wrap tight. Although, going into Hulk now would probably be the better move, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go Dagda and Seeker for Hulk, because then we're going to be able to special summon another level 2 tuner anyway, and not have to risk whiffing on the wrap tight. So we're going to declare his effect. I'll search for another one of these bad boys, Seeker in defense. And then these two. They're going to make a wrap tight. And then wrap tight effect. And I'm hoping for another level 2 tuner, because I want to make the Crystal Wing. I didn't get it though. Honestly, a Kwaki Mirror Guardian's not that bad, so having the extra negate's going to be nice, I guess. Getting the extra level 2 would have meant getting a Crystal Wing Dragon on the field, but I'm still going to have the Baron, I'm still going to have the Scythe Lock, so all in all, not bad. I'm still going to have the Prank Kids boss monster too, so we'll set you here. I've got the Scythe, I've got all this stuff, and I'm going to go to my end phase. These two effects, I'm going to reveal the Analyzer so that my Guardians don't get destroyed, and I'll end my turn. Now the downside with Hulk is that he can only activate during the main phase, and since my opponent has turn player priority, they're going to be able to activate a card first. So I have to respond with Hulk to whatever their first card is. Striker rarity bumps. Did you get everything, Ultimate? Is my opponent MIA, or did the game freeze? They don't have timers in Dueling Book, do they? So if he just wants to go MIA because he's salty that I had a good field and good hand, then that's just gonna... Hello, you there? Spurs 21. You alive, buddy? What do I do? Do I just call a judge? Do I try to wake this guy up? AFK. I don't know if he got bored halfway through my combo, or if he just doesn't want to admit loss because we're in ranked, which I can't believe is still a problem. I remember Dueling Network back in the day where people would just like not play so that they didn't have to admit defeat. You would think that'd be a better way of dealing with this kind of thing. Salty players who don't want to admit they lost. I'm gonna grab another water, I'll be right back. How many Dueling Book judges are there, I wonder? Like, is it even worth waiting around? Honestly, probably not. But just so everybody knows, Spurs 21 is a scammer who will sit there and wait out a judge because he can't win games fair and square. In case anyone was wondering. Yeah, I honestly don't care about my Dueling Book rating. just won't play against that loser again. Oh, but the problem with rated is you just get matched up with whoever. So maybe I just shouldn't even bother with rated. It just seems like a bad idea, right? You wind up with losers like that who just don't want to play against you. Alright, well, I guess I'll host. See if anybody wants to challenge me. And if anybody happens to pop in the chat and wants to play, feel free. WPage 1117. Oh, maybe I should just challenge somebody. The Cyber Dragon deck earlier was testing really well. Maybe I should be playing that a little bit more. The games go really fast. Come on, dude. If you're hosting, at least, like, accept my challenge, you weirdo. Oh, let's try this guy. Grummies. You would think it wouldn't be so hard to get a duel in a site dedicated to dueling, you know? No, I don't want to watch. Come on, man. Let's challenge this guy. It looks like Astrid and Yokman might be looking for each other. Alright, I guess we're going back into rated. I hope we don't end up with, like, more salty losers who just want to sit there and wait it out for a judge call, you know? I feel like if you AFK, like, one time and the judge actually makes it all the way to your game, you should just have your account perma banned, because that would resolve the problem immediately. Yeah, going second with this deck's not that wonderful. I'm just gonna have to keep on giving him the thumb every time he wants to play something. Go on, dude. Make a move. There we go. Yep. With this hand, I could go Roxy's Supply or in combo off that way. It's probably going to be the best move. I don't really have a way to get into a big Adamancipator. I mean, depends what I draw for the draw phase. I could just normal summon Seeker activate effect and hope I hit something. I'm sure I would, but he's playing Fluffles. So the Prank Kid combo is pretty cool. It's nice that it can draw out like my opponent's hand traps and whatnot, but I'm not 100% sold on it. Reason being, looking at my hand right now, Block Golem, Roxy's. These could be, or Grand Mole too, these could be like spell cards, these could be hand traps, these could be things that are either interrupting my opponent or helping me get further in my turn. Because right now, I think the issue I'm having with the deck is I summon, I activate the effect, and if it goes off, great, I can pop off. If not, then I'm stuck. I'm stuck with a weak monster in attack position. So I think that I can definitely rework it to do a little bit more work. Get a little more bang for my buck for each of my cards. I don't want to get to the point though where I'm just entirely stuck with bricky hands where I'm just not seeing a starter. Like I don't want to get restricted to the point where I have to open with an Adamancipator, and then that means playing Small World and blah 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 and all this other stuff. You have to just do whatever. But I'm looking at a hand like this, just seeing that having any kind of spell that allows me to extend would have been much better than the Block Golem, the Roxys, the Grand Mole. I don't know what he forgot to special summon, so I wasn't really paying attention. Mostly focusing on what I can do to make this deck better. Also, always happy to take suggestions from chat as to what I could be playing. Because sometimes, like, it's hard, you try to, you just end up missing the obvious card, the thing that you should have had in there all along. I do have a lot of Revival from Grave, but I need more, like, Extender from hand. Maybe, should I be playing more than one Ready Fusion? I mean, maybe I should be playing Small World, because if you think about it, Small World with, like, no, I couldn't do it with Supplier. If I had like a level 3, so I would have had to play the Block Golem and the Neospatial Grand Mole, because my bridge would be the Dragite, and Supplier and Dragite can't be a bridge because they're both level 4 and rocks. Whereas like Block Golem and Dragite, I believe, are a bridge to get to like Adamancipator Researcher, something like that. And the Dead Draw Despot. I could normal the Roxys, link it off, special the Supplier, and kind of pop off from there. Let's give it a shot, because at least the Roxys will give me the extra draw, too. Although he's just probably going to negate it anyway. No, he's good? Okay. And then Roxy's is going to resolve. Honestly, we could just banish the Grand Mole, that's fine. Draw a card. And then grab the Fansies from deck, wherever he is. There you are. Yeah, this is gonna be tough to come back from, but let's just play it out anyway, see what happens. We still get our search, not that it's gonna do us a lot of good, but we'll at least thin the deck out a little bit. Fusion summons a Fright Fur. Destroy one card on both players' fields. Once per turn. Oh, yeah. Sure, that's fine. Whatever. Honestly, he probably should have waited on that. Hit like the Hulk or something, but... once per turn, quick effect, you can target one fusion monster you control, send a Fright Fur card from your deck, actually like your graveyard, except for another will, and if you do, target a monster against attack equal to half the original attack until the end of the turn. Well, he's just popping off, isn't he? I mean, whatever. As long as he doesn't have any more interruptions, I do have full combo anyway, but... Oh, gotta pay life. This is where the sea monster comes into play. Because these two are gonna make Hulk. Looks like he's out of interrupts. And we're gonna go Auroradon combo. And he AFK'd. Come on, man. I waited through your long as heck combos, and all you do is quit as soon as I summon Auroradon. Alright, well, I guess we can wait the 60 seconds and just let him take the AFK loss. I hope that, like, the penalties for AFK are super steep, because it's kind of nonsense. You know what? I'll just play the rest of the way through the combo anyway. That'll pass the time, and I'll really get to show... Well, come on, can I... Am I just not allowed to while my opponent's AFK? I guess that makes sense. Too many people play in ranked and then just like don't play the game. But we got 15 seconds left and then I can go back and rework this deck. I think I'm starting to identify some of the weaknesses. The prank engine is super cool, but it's just not that great. Sure, whatever. So I think I'm gonna be dropping all this stuff. And like, I love Nat Beast and all, but it's not really worth playing bricks just to be able to hopefully summon it, especially since I'm not gonna be able to summon it every game anyway. So I'm gonna try to make the deck consistent, I suppose. I may or may not be playing the Nat Beast. Well, I definitely don't need any of the prank kids. Do I even have a way to summon that beast in this deck? Yeah, I actually do. Deskbot plus Supplier or Guardian. So he can be in the maybe pile. Realistically, will I ever summon him? Probably not. But this does open up the ability to play another card with the instant and ready fusions. Not 100% sure what that's going to be yet. It could be a Fusionist, a Carbonala Warrior, a Sea Monster. If I go with a Fusionist, that does mean either one of these can make a Nat Beast off of one of the level 2 tuners. So maybe that will be a good idea, because he's an Earth, right? Yeah, Earth Beast, level 3. Sounds good. And then why don't we try the DP engine again? Which means having to play the Anaconda. A Fusion Destiny, a Celestial, and a Dasher. I was just complaining about bricks and I put 3 back in, but in my defense, I took out way more than 3. So I wouldn't really call Roxy's a brick, but Flamesies, Dropsies, Fansies, the 3 block golems, the Grand Mole, those are all bricks. So I dropped a whole bunch of bricks, 7 bricks, and put 3 back in. So I'm still sub 4 bricks. What other spells would be useful? I mean, are there any good draw cards I could be playing? Would card destruction be useful? The thing with card destruction is, like, it's nice to be able to fill the grave. It's nice to be able to get out of bad hands, but I also don't want to be filling my opponent's grave with nonsense. And it is also a -1 in terms of card advantage. So I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be worth it. I do play out my resources pretty quick. Although, the -1, is that really an excuse, though? What other Adamancipator cards are there? The field spell lets you excavate, right? Add 1 excavated monster with... it's number of rock monster you control +5. Oh, that's not the field spell, that's friends, but... And you can add an excavated rock monster, put the remaining on bottom of the deck, and you can only special summon rock monsters for the rest of the turn. That was the bad part. So the trouble with that is you can't pop off with any of your combos if you do it. So friends is just not worth it because of that. The field spell will give you guys +5/+5, and it lets you stack your Adamancipators once per turn from your deck to the top of your deck, which is really only useful if you already have a Raptite. So I don't see that being useful. We've already got the signs. Honestly, a double summon, a single copy of double summon, I could see being super useful, because a lot of times if I get hit with that first negation, I just wind up getting stuck. But with the double summon, I'm not necessarily stuck. And if it's the hand traps that are the problem, I should be playing Called by the Grave. Now, I was testing this deck out with Crossout Designator. The trouble is that it just takes up way too many spaces, so I'll have to have the Crossout Designators and then the problem cards I'm trying to stop, such as Nibiru, Ash Blossom, Effect Veil, or whatever else it may be. So I end up having to dedicate way too many slots, and then I wind up back in the same situation I was before, where I just wind up with a whole lot of bricks in the deck. Do I have enough rock targets off my Adamancipator effects? I have 1 with Dragite, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a quarter of my deck is rock targets. Is that ideal? No, not really. You know what? Let's see what else we can get. So we're going to see what other rocks, levels 1 through 4, might be useful for the deck. But the trouble is we also don't want to end up just filling the deck with more bricks. So I prefer rocks that can summon themselves easily. I don't know if many of those exist, though. I mean, realistically, we could just be going with like the Rock Spirit or Gigantes, but the problem with those is that they're not actually targets for excavation because you can't summon them off your Adamancipator effects. So he's got sort of a Cyber Dragon-esque effect. Crystal Bones, huh? Nothing super impressive on that page. I mean, Fossil Dine is also... Well, if I was going to play Fossil Dine, honestly, I would probably go Barrier Statue with a Drought instead, which might actually be a really good idea. Oh, you know what? We're going to do something fun. We're going to go with Gladiator Beast Hoplomys, and I'm going to rework this whole deck, and you guys are going to think I'm really crazy. But just bear with me. We're gonna go Hoplomys. What's the other guy? Augustus. And the spell Comeback. Should I keep the double summon? Should I keep the Call by the Grave? which is going to be more useful. Do I really need the Scythe combo? Whoa, oh, I have a space because I forgot to take out the Pandemonium. Look at that, and it all worked out. So I'm going to drop the DPE stuff again. And we're going to go with Gladiator Fusion Monsters. Our big guy that negates a monster effect once per turn. Our Herc. I need a couple more spaces in this extra deck. I think I'm going to have to drop the Fusionist and the Nat Beast. So we can have the Tamer Editor. I do want Gizerus. Oh, we might not have room for him, but let's find out, because I do need Test Panther. Blah, 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 blah. I could take out the Synchro Dragon. I could take... I don't really want to take out Gatling Granite. I like him a lot. I decided to keep in Scythe. Okay, Scythe is really good. Yeah, it looks like Crystal Wing's the only thing that really can come out here. I don't want to get rid of him, but everything else is going to be combo essential. So we're going to go Test Panther. And you guys are going to think I'm wicked stupid, but if this pops off, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see if Rolling Easy wants to play. Or you know what, fine, we'll just go Rated. I hate playing Rated because everyone's just such a try-hard, or people will just AFK if they're losing. But, whatever. I guess that person wasn't ready. Yes, I'm going first. I hope I can pull out the Gladiator combo. This'll work. All right. I whiffed. But that's okay, because we're gonna go 5 cards deeper. I hope I get the Hoplomys. Got him. Now, should I go with the Hoplomys or should I go with the Doki Doki, though? And special summon the Hoplomys from deck. The extra monster on fields. Grab the Hoplomys. Make the Test Panther. But should I do... I should do Dagda first. So yeah, we're gonna summon out the Doki Doki. And I'm gonna grab a Hoplomys. These two are gonna make the Dagda. These two are gonna make the Panther. Panther chain 1, Dagda chain 2. Dagda's going to set the Scythe. And Panther is going to add Augustus to hand. Next, I'm going to play the signs. Panther Effect. I mean, if I had opened with an Augustus or Comeback or even another Reborn card, we could have gone even further with the combo, but this, honestly, not that bad. Yeah, if I had another tuner, though, I could have gone for the Hulk, which would have been way better. But whatever. I'm just doing it this way because it's cool. We're going to summon out the Tamer Editor in defense. I suppose we'll go with this guy. The Michianus. Not the best. Probably should have done Hulk over Dagda, but whatever. We gotta learn the pathing for these combos anyway. I was kind of stumbling through it. And having the extra Reborn card would have meant we would have also had the Heraclinos. I'm starting to think that grabbing the Doki Doki probably wasn't the best move, simply because I ended up playing too many cards in my hand, so I wasn't able to keep enough reserve to have Herc's negates. But if the Tamer Editor survives till next turn, I can bring out Herc, I can bring out Gizaris. Trying to see how else I could have played the turn differently. I mean, yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm thinking maybe I should rework the deck to kind of lean into the Gladiators strategy a little bit more. Yeah. I only have a monster negation anyway. Once per turn, first time monster you control is equipped with a quest spell. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Enemy faces add a monster, mention adventure token. If a monster is normal summon, take an equipped spell card and mention adventure. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. You're good. If you saw what he did there, he chain blocked me, did Alibur, chain link 1, and then Fateful Adventure, chain link 2, so I wouldn't be able to negate the Alibur. And yeah, whatever. Games like this make me rethink the whole Nat Beast thing, because Naturia Beast would have just ended his turn, you know? Yeah, just do your thing. I'm like so excited to go and make changes for the deck that I've like lost interest in this game, you know? Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. I want to make some changes. I think that leaning into the Gladiator Beast stuff could be really fun. I want to make it more consistent, though, and to my knowledge, Hoplomys is going to be the only rock one, right? Yeah. I only want to look at monsters right now. Who is that level 5 that's like a battle fader or something? Noxious. It's when your opponent declares a direct attack. If you summon him out, though, he is also a Foolish Burial. And if you open him instead of one of the Reborn cards, you can still pop off the Augustus combo. So I'm thinking he might be worth playing. Maybe I could play more Reborn cards, like more World Legacy Successions. Or am I going too far away from the Adamancipators at this point? I don't know. It might be fun. I did throw through my targets. Maybe I really don't need the Dragite. I'm not playing the big guy who needs a Water Engrave anyway, so I feel like he's just not as important right now. There are no Gladiator fusions that I can grab off instant or ready fusion, unfortunately. But let's do the 3 Noxious. And we'll do a couple more World Legacy Successions. Let's just see if I'm forgetting any Gladiator cards, too, just like in general. Could play War Chariot. Extra negations are always pretty nice. Rejection. My Gladiators can't be targeted. If a Gladiator special summon from my main deck, I can special summon a Gladiator Beast from my deck with a different type than monsters I control in defense position. So I would summon out Augustus or Noxious off of the Test Panthers effect, right? And Panther is a beast, Noxious is a beast warrior, and Augustus is a winged beast. So this would give me full combo without a reborn card as well. It's a once per turn though, right? Yeah. So realistically, 2 of them are probably fine, and I could go with like a second World Legacy Succession. Nope. I only wanted 2 altogether. My worry here now, though, is that what happens if I don't get the Hoplomist? Because I either have to pick one up off of an Excavation or summon it off of Doki Doki. Now, are there other easy ways? Because I need a Gladiator Beast in order to make the Test Panther. No matter what, that's going to be a limiting factor. Now, Comeback can special summon a Gladiator Beast from hand, so that does ease my mind a little bit because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets that I can draw or excavate, and then 1, 2, 3 that I could draw that would still pop off in the combo. It's still not super consistent though. What other Gladiator Beasts might be? Ooh. Might be at least worth considering. If there were more rocks, it would be easier to decide, but are there any just normal summons that I should be doing? No, not really, is there? United. Oh, this is the one that lets you fusion during the battle phase. Special summon. Oh, it's only during the battle phase, though. Shuffle into the deck, hand, field, or grave. Fusion materials list on a Glad Beast monster, and special summon the monster, ignoring its summoning conditions. So it's only during the battle phase, so I could do it at my opponent's battle phase if I set it on my turn. But then it's if it was not only during the battle phase, it would be a lot better. Like being able to set it and play it any time on my opponent's turn. This guy, he specials himself if a Gladiator Beast monster battles. Should I drop the Creation Resonator Deskbot stuff and just really lean into the Glads? Oh, yeah, no, I just remember Gladiator Proving Ground. There's a resolution to my problem. It'll allow me to search the Hoplomist right out of the deck. Now I just have way too much stuff. I mean, I'm at the point where I kind of want to play Respite. This is turning more from Adamancipators more into Gladiator Beast, isn't it? We'll get rid of the Called By. We'll get rid of this stuff. I'm going to lean away from this. I like the double summon. I might lean away from the Guardians for now, but I might come back to them. And then I'll... Oh man, I'm at the point where I just don't want to keep dropping cards, but we'll try this, and that's gonna free up a lot of space in my deck too. So we're gonna go away from Cupid Pitch. Should we keep the Dagda? We'll try without it for now. I'm gonna do it second Test Panther. Oh, you know what I gotta do is Test Tiger. What else can we drop though? I mean, realistically, double summon? But it's one of our starters, and we don't want to lose more starter cards. Maybe the Test Tiger isn't necessary. Yeah, we can go without the Test Tiger. I'm going to drop the Auroradon. I'll drop the Dagda. I have both instant and ready fusion, so we can play another sea monster. Actually, no, you know what? Carbonella Warrior, because he can at least make the Gallant Granite if I need it. And should I be playing any other Gladiator fusions? Maybe a second Tamer Editor. Perfect. Okay. Let's try out this nonsense. Hey, I get to go first. Interesting hand. I could go comeback, special Noxious. Noxious effect will dump the Hoplomist, and then Signs brings it back, and then I could special Researcher. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Oh, you know what? He only works if you special summon by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, not a Gladiator Beast card, so it doesn't actually work. That's okay. Thanks, buddy. It should be Gladiator Beast card. I feel like he'd be a lot better. They really didn't need to neuter the deck like that, did they? Okay. Think. I can use Doki Doki to start. I think I'm gonna do that. Start with Doki Doki. Proving Ground. Hoplomist to hand. Hoplomist to grave. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Alright. I mean, I can still play with this. So we'll go Instant Fusion. Gotta make that sea monster. Then these two can go to grave. For Helk. Helk effect. And he's got the Imperm too. This is not going extraordinarily well, is it? Damn, 2 hand traps. Jerry Beans, man, you jerk. Let me think. I do still have the World Legacy Succession. That's really just going to allow me to make the Test Panther, but that's going to be pretty much it looks like. Yeah, I can't come back from that. 2 hand traps is too much for this deck. See if Laxton wants to play. or not. Morcego Electronico. Do you want to play? Apparently not. Why do people queue up if they don't want to play? There we go. Goofies. Okay. Whatever you say, buddy. I don't know, you can't play with whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna play through this hand as though he didn't have any hand traps, just because I want to showcase what I can do with a neat hand like this. Honestly, hand's not wonderful, but it's also not horrible. I could go summon out the Hoplimus, pay 1,000 life. Grab the sea monster. Go into the Test Panther. Panther effect gets a search. He's gonna grab the Gladiator Comeback. Play the signs. Play the signs. Special. This is a Beast Warrior. Okay, so we are good. I'll activate the comeback now. I'm going to special summon Noxious in defense. I feel like I'm doing this right. And then Test Panther's effect is going to send this back to deck. To special Augustus. Augustus will special the other Noxious. Oh, then I do get the Noxious's effect, but I'm going to send these back to deck first anyway. And he's just going to dump the Hoplimus. That way I have the Rocking Grave. He cannot be used as fusion material. There was another way to do this, I just don't remember. Well, at any rate, his effect... I could go Gizaris, I suppose, and then make another Tamer Editor. Is that the correct move? Oh no, that's right, that's what I'm supposed to do. Is get rid of that Tamer Editor and revive him. I played that wrong. The Tamer Editor is the one I need to revive off of the Gladiator Comeback. He's a Beast Warrior. Is there any other Beast Warriors that would have locked me out of it? No. Honestly, I should just add everything back to deck, reshuffle it. And try again, because I haven't played this combo in a while, and I was wondering how to do it, and then I just finally remembered how to actually get to it. Let's shuffle this deck up. So, still have the full combo. Start with the Gladiator Rejection. Normal the Doki Doki effect. Pitch the Analyzer. Special the Hoplimus. Yeah. These two Grave. For the Test Panther. Panther's effect. Adds Augustus to hand. Then signs. Brings back the Hoplimus. Test Panther sends Hoplimus to deck. then special's Noxious. Noxious Chain Link 1, Rejection Chain Link 2, or actually Rejection Chain Link 1, Noxious Chain Link 2. Noxious can dump a Hoplomys. And then Rejection, specials Augustus. Then Augustus, specials Augustus from hand. I'm still shy from one Reborn card and being able to use the Tamer editor for a second time though. So it seems like this deck really does rely on Reborn cards more than I gave it credit for, maybe beyond just the Proving Ground. I'm not sure. At any rate, I think I'm all Adamancipatored out now. Let's go back to Cyber Dragons, because that was fun earlier. Let's go and check out the build that I was working on earlier. I'm also going to change the name of this stream. So, looks good. I know this deck inside and out, and I'm fairly comfortable with it. Let's have some rated games. Make some people mad with our OTK. I feel right at home with this deck. Just opening up and seeing that I have game, as long as I can get around whatever he's going to do. Let's give him the thumbs up for every play he makes. Are you thinking? Thinking hard there, buddy? He's playing Lyrilisks. I think the Lyrilisks monster that prevents damage and like he can make it unkillable or something is a pain. Yeah, just, you know, do your thing, whatever you're gonna do. I don't care. I just want to see what his end board is. Makes the Xyz untargetable, whatever. You're good. Get a level 1 wing beast. Get some additional material. Starling. Once returning to attach a material, add a level 1 winged beast from your deck to your hand. All battle damage you take from battles involving this Xyz summon card is also inflicted on your opponent. So far, nothing that I can't handle with my hand. Sapphire Swallow. Dude, whatever. Nerval. Okay. Yep, just hurry up. Do your thing. It's like, come on, man. Just put your field out so I can Regeki it already. He's only got 2 cards in his hand. I feel like he's used a lot of resources to not summon a very big threat, you know? Bear Bum. Yep. Fractal. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when he dies, he'll be able to get another monster whose level's less than or equal to the number of your banished beast, beast warrior, and winged beasts. Yep. I thought you were supposed to summon this off the IP as an interrupt to banish a card on the field, but I don't know. Maybe he knows something I don't. I have no idea what he's going at this turn. Did he not normal summon before this? What was that first monster he summoned? Yeah, Turquoise Warbler. That was his first normal summon. Double Dragon Lords. And he can target a card I control and return to hand. I wonder if he's going to be summoning DPE or Dragoon. Dragoon would be much more threatening to my deck. DPE is no problem. Does he have any other answers to my Regeki? Doesn't look like it. Yep. If he summons DP, I'm fine. Oh, Branded Fusion. You can send one monster an extra mon from your extracted graveyard that mentions Fallen of Abaz as material. Banish a monster on the field. Also, this card cannot use effect next turn. If this fusion summon card leaves its owner because of opponent's card effects, draw monsters your opponent controls during the end phase of this turn. Okay, what are you banishing? Alright. And what does this guy do when he's sent? Anything? Oh, it's during the end phase. You get a Fallen of Abas from your deck. Yeah, whatever. Just do your thing, guy. Go normal summon core and get my effect. Hey, he's letting it go. Alright. Honestly, I should just go for Cyber Emergency. Then play it. Because I want the Hearts in hand. I have the Power Bond, so being able to have a secondary Power Bond is going to be nice, so... What hurts the hand? I want to try to pop his back row before I do anything. I have no idea what it is. If it is it Tri-Brigade Revolt, maybe? Should I force it? Should I force his hand? I feel like I should. We're gonna go with Power Bond. So Revolt's gonna resolve. Let's see what he summons. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I can still go with another Rampage, being able to fuse from grave. Having the Realm search the other Power Bond. I assume he's going to summon out the Chain Link 4 to get rid of the Rampage. Which is completely fine because it does leave him open to my next attack. Okay, so view, Cyber Dragon to hand. I'm thinking I can just special Cyber Dragon and contact fuse it away. Or I could just Regeki it. No, I can't just Regeki it because I need to have discard fodder for the Chimera, so I am going to contact fuse. I thought he was a once per turn. He already used it this turn, right? Yeah, they're all once per turns. Oh, okay. Whatever. He had a lot of effects to go off. I don't suppose it matters, because as long as he doesn't have an Ash Blossom, I have game anyway. Obviously you summoned it on your turn. That doesn't mean it died on your turn, but it doesn't matter, I don't care. Where's my Chimera? Two hand. I'm not gonna bother arguing with him, but he's gonna lose anyway. Fucking idiot. I know I said I don't swear on my stream, but this guy's just stupid. I'm gonna be happy that he's gonna lose this one. Oh, I have to play against this idiot again. Oh, fine. Alright, so he plays Tri-Brigade. Why did I put evenly in here? Oh. I was thinking against Eldritch maybe, but it doesn't make sense in an OTK deck. I gotta remember to take the evenlies out for better stuff. Probably like another Twin Twister, maybe Cosmic Cyclone, I don't know. I mean, if he goes first, he's just going to lose anyway. I don't really see this deck as a threat. I'm probably fine. He's letting me go second with an OTK deck? Alright. I opened really well again, too, so... Yep. I mean, against his deck, having like a Dark Hole or something right now would be a little bit better, or Regeki or something, but... As long as he doesn't... Well, even if he does banish the core, am I still okay? No, I would have to draw at least like another Cyber Dragon. Having the machine dupe is usually nice, but I gotta make sure that I keep at least one spell or trap to be able to search the power bond and be able to fuse from grave. Unless I don't have to. There's also that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what he ends on. Well, he's taking his long turn. I'll do Cyberduck Chimera. Ah, man. Oops. do whatever you want. I'm surprised anyone's still playing this deck. It's been a long time since I've run into it. Well, I guess he did kind of throw some branded stuff into it, but doesn't really seem to be doing a whole lot more. A2000, branded fusion, blah 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 blah. Honestly, with most decks opening with an Anaconda move, maybe I should just be playing the Overload fusion, because 63 is enough to swing for game after the Anaconda. Maybe I should. I really wish this thing would go away. There we go. He lets you banish a monster on the field with quick effect. That also is a little bit of a pain to deal with. Well, that makes things interesting. Because now I have Nashter. So I don't have to waste my normal summon. Oh, you know what? I think I will, because I want to bait out his guy anyway. So we're going to start with Emergency. Grabbing Core. It's got the Veil there. This only banishes monsters, right? Banish a monster on the field. So that's not really a big problem card. I think I can machine dupe at least to I'd rather save the machine duplication though, to be honest. But I do want to bait out this guy here. So maybe I should just play the first Power Bond? Do I really need to? I'll activate Power Bond. I feel like Core should probably get sent to grave, right? And Cyber Dragon. Actually, you know what? No, because we're gonna go Cyber Dragon to grave and Nash to the grave. He's gonna use the dragon. Send one. Banish this. Get a search. Chimera's effect. What does that do? Yeah, that's probably gonna do it. Let's go to game 3. Maybe I should. Well, I can do more negations, I guess. I haven't seen Called by the Grave at all. Feather Duster doesn't seem too useful against him. I could also probably drop the lightning storms, to be honest, because he summons his monsters in defense anyway. So, yeah, the chalices would probably be useful. And then I've got Imperms 2. What would I drop for Imperms, though, if anything? Because Red Reboot is useful against him. I feel like 2 Small Worlds might actually be too much. Should I drop a Veer? Could probably drop a Veer and a Repair Plant. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it out. I'm going second. Yeah, I play an OTK deck. Big brain time. I hope I draw a monster. If I don't, I'm really in trouble. I mean, any monster in the deck will get me out of this hand because I do have the Small World, but... Yeah, do whatever. I guess there's no point in thinking about this hand until I see what my 6 card is. Glad I didn't take out that Veer, though, huh? Let's keep giving you a thumbs up until you play your turn, man. Oh. Did not open with an Imperm, so I don't have anything to say about him doing whatever he wants. I'll just play my Regeki and see if we can swing for game. That takes so long. So he's got the mirror jade, so he does have the interrupt. He's got the revolt, so he's got a second interrupt. Meanwhile, I don't even know if I have a playable hand yet. Hope I draw a monster. Hey, Cyber Dragon Core, how you been, buddy? Alright, the problem is he still has revolt. Bless me. Maybe I can use Chimera to try to bait out his revolt, and he's going to try to banish it, hoping to prevent me from using power bonds, and then I'll summon Core and just go off anyway. He's got the Ash. Doesn't matter. Let's see. He'll probably banish the Core. What else would I be able to do? Specialist Cyber Dragon. Something, something, something. You know, I can use Small World to get to Chimera, though. Can't I? Who do I need to make that bridge, though? Chimera's a dark machine. He's a dark dragon. So I would need a 1600 attack or 800 defense. I don't know if I got one of those. Yeah, I can't bridge my way over to him. I can't get the Chimera. That's a shame. Think. I don't have a bridge to Chimera. His revolt, even if he revolts, his monster will resolve on a separate chain, so I'll still get my machine dupe. Yep. I assume he's going to use the effect on summon. Gonna banish probably a Cyber Dragon, right? Yep. Which is fine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play the emergency. Reason being, if he finds a way to banish one of these guys after I activate Power Bond, the Power Bond will fizzle. And I don't want that to happen. And I'm running low on cards in hand, so we're going to go with a Hertz. I wonder if he has a way out of this. I don't know what his face down is. Oh, GG. So strong. Yeah, Regeki's usually really good. Man, this small world just really isn't selling me on itself right now. It has been dead 100% of the time. I'm thinking a third Machine Dupe. Machine Dupe has been putting in some serious work. And worst comes to worst, even if I draw it and I don't want it, I can always just use it as discard fodder anyway. And let's do another Dark Hole. I can always appreciate clearing the field, and I realize afterwards evenly matched doesn't make any sense in this deck, so we're going to go Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters is also nice for fueling the grave, and I'm debating what else I should be playing. Maybe siding a third Lightning Storm? It's a once per turn card. I don't want to open with a whole bunch of them. I can also discard them. Might be worth it. I'm playing against someone who just plays boatloads of back row, right? What other card should be sided? You know what? We're going to do the Overload Fusion, and we're going to play an Anaconda. I mean, how often do I play against dinosaurs, really? It's really the only reason he's in there. Do I need 2 Seegers? Do I need 3 Rampages? I do need All Mirage. Second Seeker is going to come up a lot more often than the Link Spider. We'll go with Anaconda. I think it's really come together now. I hope he wants to go first, because I want to go second. Yep, looks good. And I have the OTK plus a Dark Hole. Be nice to have a little back row move too, but you know, whatever. You do your thing, boss. Yep. Sword Soul, Tenyi, blah 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 blah. This is the guy that negates a monster effect, right? Yep. Yep. I don't like all that back row he's got though. When your opponent activates a spell or trap effect, you can banish that card, and if you do, inflict 1200 damage to your opponent, but it doesn't negate the card though. Alright, 1200. Off of this guy's effect, right? Yeah, okay. See if he answers the Dark Hole. And I take 1200. Okay. Whatever. Normal summon core. Declare effect. What do you got for me, bud? You could have something, right? Imperm. Okay, so this row's negated. That's fine. We'll stick to the right. Emergency. Honestly, I probably should just grab a Cyber Dragon Hurts so that he can grab me a regular Cyber Dragon after. Nah, that wasn't the best move, but whatever. If he doesn't stop the Power Bond, I win anyway, and if he does, I lose, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Wait for that thumbs up. I'm gonna send Core and Nash to the grave just to fuel my graveyard with good stuff. He doesn't seem to have an answer to anything. Now let's see what his next card was, I guess. He had a lot of back row. Dark Roll's really good against him, though. Thinking. What I have here is probably fine. Maybe Machine Dupe might not be the best decision. Probably drop the machine dupes for an extra Dark Hole and Lightning Storm. Nah, you know what? It's probably fine as it is. Maybe I'll drop a repair point for another Dark Hole. Dark Hole's really good against his deck. I do really want to see the Lightning Storm, though. Realistically, how often do I even resolve the repair plan anyway? Against this deck in particular, I think that this is the best way to do it. He's gonna make me go first, that figures. So, I'm left with the decision of either just making the infinity and going, or seeing if he can OTK me. I wonder if he can. He probably can, right? Because he can burn me for 12 and then put out at least 2 big bodies. You know what? I'll see if he can swing for game on his turn. Let's see. And if he can't, then I've got my Lightning Storm. Because like the best thing I could do right here is just Infinity Link Karibo, you know? I don't really care what he does. He either has game or he doesn't. And if he doesn't, I'm probably going to win on my turn. Dude, you have a completely open field. What's there to think about? Emergence. Oh, man. Combo decks, lots of fun. Honestly, sometimes when, like, game 2, I'm being forced to go first, I just want to pick up and scoop. The reason I didn't go for the Infinity Link Karibo play is, oh, yeah, minus 1200. All he needs is one more big monster, and that's it, and we can just go to the third game. That's, 67. Right? Yeah. One of his guys burns, doesn't he? Oh, only if I special summon a monster. Come on, man, you couldn't get all the way there? Alright. It's gonna be really funny when I win this one. Well, I got the Feather Duster and the Lightning Storm. Start with the Feather Duster. Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot about his second effect. Yeah, it didn't matter. I'm going first anyway, so... Or, no, I'm going second. What am I talking about? Yeah, so definitely gonna win this one. I think. Because I get to go second now. Oh yeah, I have it. Both the Lightning Storm and the Dark Hole, plus Cyber Dragon Core with any spell. It's a good game. Yeah, just do your moves. You do literally the same like 3 things every game. Come on. Although so do I. At least my turns don't take forever. Gonna make a Baron, huh? Yeah, just hurry up. Maybe if I click thumbs up enough, he'll just go through and do all of his moves. Negates a monster effect, negates a anything. Baron negates and destroys though. Which blackout. That's the Icarus attack for them, right? I'm probably fine. Think though. Do I try to Lightning Storm the back row? Yeah, probably. Hey, alright. Now I can force the Baron negation off the Dark Hole. Unfortunately, he also has a monster negation. I can go with the Hurts. I definitely need to force the Baron negation off the Dark Hole. And from there, does this guy negate? Yeah, destroy or only negate. Think. I mean, I have the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Is he gonna be able to, like, summon a whole bunch of other stuff after this? Let's go with a Cyber Dragon. Then core effect, declare. I assume he's gonna negate. All right. Oh yeah, machine dupe's not gonna work. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, special summoning the Baron in defense was definitely the right move. Without at least 2 destructions like Dark Hole or Raigeki, I was just in trouble. Is there anything that I want to change, though? Make the deck a little better? I mean, in that particular matchup, 3rd Dark Hole, but I think I satted it in anyway, didn't I? Oh, man, the repair plant just has not been useful to me, has it? Oops. I mean, whatever. I'll hang on to one here. Just as placeholders in the side deck for now. Just because, like, you can't use it at the very beginning of the game. You have to have a Cyber Dragon engraved. So a lot of times it's just dead. And Dark Hole is just so much more useful just about all the time. Oh, you know why I'm done in that game? I forgot that I had put in Overload Fusion and that I had Anaconda in the deck. So I was still in fine shape. Gotta remember the changes you make to the deck. But alright, let's have another game anyway. There we go. Hopefully he decides he wants to go first. Yeah. Going second, baby. And of course I have lethal, plus a red reboot. So I'm probably in really good shape. Just gonna keep my cursor over the thumbs up, let him do whatever he wants. I really need a Regeki or a Dark Hole if he's gonna be playing this nonsense. I mean, I don't mind him negating the Cyberdragon Core because I have the Claw anyway. They both search the same thing. I prefer he well, no, because if he negates the effect, then the machine dupe doesn't work, so there's also that to take into account. Make sure he knows I approve of everything he does. You can do whatever you want, buddy. But whatever kind of field you want, I just hope I get this. Regeki Dark Hole. Oh, he's only put out one negate. Oh, this could be fantastic news. Think. I can force the negate or something. I assume he's going to negate. Which is fine. Yep. And we're good. Blah, 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 blah. Grab the Cyberdark Realm to hand. Get a search. I know, it's got a lot of words on it. Yeah, we're gonna red reboot that. He's gonna grab Imperm. Now I'm gonna add Chimera to hand. And he's not gonna be able to activate any more traps this turn. So that's your plan, eh? I realize now I should have machine duped first. Oh no, I can't machine dupe. Have I cyber emergency yet? Nope. That's gonna be my option. Cyber emergency. I could grab a cyber dragon. Yeah. Give me that thumb. There we go. Problem is I can't Anaconda now because I'm locked into machines. I realize now I should have made Anaconda. No, I wouldn't have been able to actually. So I mean, I'm honestly just in rough shape all around, but do-do-do-do-do. I'm gonna make the Seeger. I need a target engrave to be able to use Nova's effect to get the extra special summon. So. Negate the activation. Okay. It doesn't destroy it, huh? Oh, he scooped? Okay, whatever. I thought he was gonna win that one, to be honest, but I don't see a problem with what I have here, so I think I'm good. Maybe. Impermanent Chalice are kind of nice for when he has like nonsense monsters that he can summon. Like Baron and that other guy. Severe's just nice to have another Cyber Dragon name for when I hard draw the Power Bond. But is he really necessary? I'll swap these. I'll swap these. Now that I'm not playing the Small Worlds, I don't need the extra Cyberdark Chimera as a bridge. I think that's probably gonna do it. That'll probably be good. He's gonna make me go first. Oh, that is not a hand I wanted to see, to open with. Yeah, you know what? You can go ahead. Imperm's my only answer. Let's see if he can swing for game or not. He probably can. I'm hoping that stops his turned in the tracks. No, he did have the emergence. Okay. Yeah. Debating if I should just save us both the time. I see him getting up to 69, 70 so far. Oops. You didn't use the other guy's effect. I jumped the gun. Long Yuan. It's only gonna deal 4,000. Oh, alright, then I guess I'm alright. I'm gonna have the power bond. I do have machine dupe. Probably fine. What could the back row be? Anything threatening? Should I lightning storm the front row and then deal with the back row? Probably. Sound good? Shingu, what do you got? He says it's good. I figured he might have impermed this so I wouldn't be able to summon out a couple of Cyber Dragons. I'd be stuck with a couple more hurts, but... We're gonna negate that imperm with Infinity. He had the Nibiru. Okay. That does suck. Damn, after all that, he still had the Nibiru. Yeah, you got it. Nibiru, 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 Nibiru. What to do about you? And obviously letting him go first is going to be key. He has been setting his imperm. Should I be playing more back row hate? I mean, I just have so much in here, you know? I do have the red reboot. I suppose it's just a matter of drawing the right cards. Isn't every game, though? Yeah, let's just play as it is. But I'm going second. That's the secret. I just gotta go second. Man's not good. Oh. It is really not good. Tributes for cost, so I can't imprint her. Thinking. Should I try to stop him from making his move? Nah, you know what? I've got the Regeki, so I'll just let him do anything he wants. Because even if he barons, I can just Imper him, force the Baron, and then Regeki anyway. So far, I'm not really, well, a little worried about this game. I'll need to draw either Cyber Dragon Core or Cyber Emergency, really. Otherwise, I'm kind of boned here. So, 6 cards out of 35 will save me from this game. It always feels bad not getting monsters, man. This is the guy that can burn you for 12. And he's an each effect this once per turn, too. That's not great, but I mean, you think he's going to be able to go off again? I just need to survive a turn, and I do have a couple imperms. Maybe I should set them for the purpose of trying to negate spells and traps. Because honestly, at this point, it doesn't even matter if I were to draw Lightning Storm next turn, because that would mean that I would lose if I do. Like, I have to get either the core or the Cyber Emergency, or I just don't have a playable hand. Thinking. I really don't want to let him go off. I don't have enough life to let him go off, even though I do have the Regeki. Just gonna play Emergency Teleport. For Gamma. I'm gonna try to make it a level 6. Oh, no, he's making a Hulk. Let me think. Hulk's fine. Think. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I thought maybe he teched the desk spot or something stupid like that, so I could enter him the Auroradon. How funny would that be? What's this do? Set a worm from the deck to grave. Yeah, that's good. Sure, whatever. Do your thing. As long as he can't put 56 on the board, that's what I'm afraid of. And he's 25 there, so he just needs 31 more. God, every move he does takes so long, though. I feel like that just might be a dueling book thing. Yeah, that's good. Being out the Anaconda is cool, but drawing the Overload Fusion really hurts, man. Is that really all I can do it for? Alright. He couldn't quite get there, huh? I mean, he's probably gonna have it anyway because I just... Ugh. I got a Nashter. That doesn't get me there either. Think. Nashter could make Anima. I could wind up with a 25 attacker on the field. That's really it. I'll just Regeki. Ugh, the brick hurts. You know, that's why we gotta work on the deck. Make sure we brick at least less often, right? Well, that's 1500. Need 100 more damage. Need 600 more damage. Yeah, he got it. That brick hurt. Oh. Yeah, good game. How far away was I to a solution? Well, I mean, that would have been nice, but still. Maybe siding in the imperms wasn't the best idea. The Veer as the extra name definitely helps a lot. Honestly, though, we could just chalk up that game to bad luck. But we don't need the second Chimera anymore because I did drop out the Small Worlds. So we could actually be playing another Cyber Dragon. Could do another Veer. Could also do a Toon Cyber Dragon, right? Special him from hand. Oh, but he's not a Cyber Dragon on field. That would have been really cool if he was. So he can contact fuse into no, he can't contact fuse into any of them, unfortunately. He's just another name, in which case Veer is just the better card all around. Yeah, let's do it. That looks really good. I think I got one more game in me. We've been going for almost 3 hours now. Let's do it. Alright, Jeef93. I hope you decide you want to go first. Oh, he's making me go first. Oh, I don't like going first, man. He's probably playing some stupid OTK like me. Cold by the Grave is probably going to be my best bet. I could set it. Shut up, Jeef. I'm mad at you for making me go first. Let's see what he does. Yeah, just make your move, man. I'm excited. I'm in a rush to full combo you. Oh, he's doesn't look like he's gonna be swinging for game then. If he's normal summoning Alistair, that usually doesn't mean he's going for a big combo. He's gonna be playing more of a control. Maybe he'll make Macabre. Yep. Yep. Go for the secure guard now. Hold on, I'm thinking. Haha. Ruined your whole plan. Yeah, so you're set up for next turn. Big deal. Although, if he has another invocation in his hand, he'll still be able to summon out Macabre. Let's see what he does. Ah, Fusion Destiny, sure. Locks him into Dark Heroes for the rest of the turn, so I'm willing to bet this is going to be the last thing he's going to do on this turn. Summon a DPE and hope I don't have all kinds of big nonsense. Nadir. Oh, yeah. Grabs the Ecclesia. App Cologne effect. Schism. The fact that he confused on my turn is gonna be a pain. He can make a window. Yeah, all that damage is fine. I hope I draw some back row hate. Lightning Storm. Nope. Alright. May as well get the ball rolling, right? Time to Regeki you. Hey, there we go. Ash Blossom, he said. Oh. I don't have an answer for that, so we'll have to go to the next game. I should be playing some more back row hate, I think. Oh, man. I've got 5, though. Feather Duster, 3 Lightning Storms, and a red reboot. That Schism had me nervous. I didn't even get far enough to have to worry about the Schism, though. I don't want to take out the Veer because had I had another Cyber Dragon, I would have been fine because I had the Power Bonds, but I don't know. It's probably fine. I'm going second. Make me go first, you jerk. I'll probably lose game 3 just because he's gonna make me go first. But whatever. Yep, you're good. That's a pretty fantastic hand, I think. I mean, if I could drop the Hurts for, like, literally any spell, that would be way better, but spell, any trap. Because I still need some kind of discard fodder for my Chimera. Oh, that's all he's gonna do? Alright, so he has a monster effect negation. Stand by main phase 1. I'm thinking because I want to be able to get rid of the Ecclesia. But that means not having access to a machine. No, it doesn't, because I also have the claw anyway. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. We're going to Lightning Storm first. Declare effect of claw. 2 graveyard. He doesn't have the Ash Blossom. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the Realm and add it to hand. No, summon core. Effect on summon. Oh, I'm just going to resolve everything. Excellent. Let's get this Cyber Emergency. I want to be able to stop any hand traps he plays, so I am going to do the machine dupe. Yeah. We got our search, grab the Chimera. Realm effect. Hold some Chimera. Chimera effect. Discarding Cyber Emergency. Grab the Power Bond. Think. I'm gonna do Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dragon hurts from hand. And he wants to go to game 3. I mean, should I just side in Battle Faders just so that I can survive? I mean, he's probably not gonna OTK me anyway. Yeah, he probably won't. But he's gonna have 1 extra card, which means, you know what? Let's just do it. I think I'm good. Come on, G93, let's go. He's thinking real hard. Oh, he's actually wanting to go first. Yeah, dude, go do whatever you want, man. I was not expecting him to let me go second here. I have a pretty cracked hand too. I mean, I got the Called by the Grave against whatever hand trap he's gonna play. I've got the Regeki. He's probably gonna have the Macabre, which I'm just gonna force him to activate the effect by playing my Regeki anyway. If he has the Nadir, he's in good shape though. But I mean, it's a 2-up anyway, so what are the odds? What are the odds? I'd say they're in my favor. Watchers and log. That's what those are. Okay. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Make your macabre. Yep, invocation to deck, Alistair to hand. Shuffle deck. Oh, he's got the Nadir too? Come on, man, your hand is cracked. Good players draw good cards, right? Man, I thought I was in just such good shape this game. Now he's just got all the negates. I mean, I guess it depends what else I draw, but I just don't see myself coming back from this one. Got the schism. Ecclesia effect. Yep. Yep. Oh man, that's stressful. It's a shame called by can only banish monsters. It'd be cool if I could get rid of schism. I guess he doesn't know that you're not supposed to Maximus against Cyber Dragon. Oh, hold on. Does he banish or grave, right? He's grave, right? Hold on. I get my effect too. You gotta negate it with Macabre, though. That's right. So I guess that works out for him. Whatever. Got rid of his effect failure. That's one less hand trap I gotta worry about. I thought he was gonna summon out the Fleur-de-Lis, or have the Fleur-de-Lis in hand. Oh no, because he got Ash Dragon, I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, that must be nice. Something good? Yeah. That's pretty good. Oh, he didn't have a spell in hand, you dummy. Think. Big brain time. Problem is he has 2 Dogmaticas in grave. Oh, that was like the worst thing you could have played against me right now. Yeah, you got it. I don't have a way of coming back from that. Good game. Alright, that was fun. With that, I think we're ready to call it a night. I'm super tired and ready for bed. Thanks for joining me, and if anyone wants to play tomorrow, I'll try to be on. For any of you who are part of Zodiac Duelists on Facebook, they're going to be doing a Mitchell Slaughter format. tomorrow, starting at 5. So head over to Zodiac on Facebook and sign up. Hope to see some of you guys there. I have no idea what I'm going to be playing for that tournament. I haven't even begun to think about it yet. I mean, he's got some crazy stuff in that list. So, like I said, Zodiac Duelists over on Facebook. Check it out and come join us. And with that, I'm going to call it a night. Have a good night, everyone.